Hello family and friends, welcome to Lost in the Otaku Life. Today we're going to be talking about a big, oh my gosh, big amazeballs anime. It is Bokudake, aka Erased. I have to say the best anime in 2016, at least for the winter season. I have no idea what's coming up, but I'll look more into those later. But this anime, you guys, if you haven't seen it, it's a fantasy mystery thriller. It's really good, and if you don't want spoilers, I would probably just like maybe watch the first half just to know the plot and then go watch it. But after that, I'm gonna spoil a crap ton of things. So please don't watch this video if you hate spoilers, because this anime is so worth talking about that I can't hold all my excitement or all the details in. So let's get started. The plot of this anime is based on a character named Satoru, and his ability can usually go back in time when there's life-threatening incidents right before they happen, so he can prevent these things from happening. And it ends up to be basically one of the main characters gets murdered. I'm not going to spoil it for you for who it is, because that's giving it away too soon. But one of the main characters that is close to Satoru gets killed, and he gets sent back 18 years to find out basically how this happened, or to at least prevent this main character from getting killed. And what's fucked up is this main character that was killed knew who the assailant was, because apparently these kidnappings happened a long time ago when Satoru was a kid, which is why he's sent back to that time 18 years ago. All these like kidnappings happened to these girls, and someone was framed, so that means that guy is still out there, and no one knows who it is but this main character that was murdered. When she finds out, or he finds out, they die. They get stabbed by the assailant. And you have no idea, like, how. And then Satoru, in the present time, when his, significant person is stabbed, he gets basically framed himself for it as well, because the neighbor comes over, and his, significant other, or whoever's on the ground, and he has blood on his hands, and the neighbor's like, oh my god, and she calls the police, and then he's like, thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna be framed for this, so he starts running out, panic, because what are you gonna do? Just sit there and be like, I didn't do it, but I have this blood on my hands. Yeah, I didn't murder anyone. But anyway, it was, and that's the reason why he gets sent back 18 years. Usually, it's right before an incident, so, like, the first episode kind of covers, he goes back maybe, like, 5 minutes or so, and stops an incident from happening. But this time, 18 years. So he's back when he's an elementary school kid. And he has to find out how these kidnaps happened, and he has to solve them as a kid. You know how frustrating that is? I mean, imagine a kid today trying to solve that crap. And, you don't believe kids as much. And I think that's probably the most gripping part about this anime is he's sent back with the mindset of, what, a 20-something-year-old? But he's stuck in this kid's body. And you're like, well, crap. I know it sounds like another old anime, but it's different. Trust me, it's really different. But, guys, you gotta go see it. It is amazing. So now that we've kind of covered the plot and what it's about, it's time for me to ruin some things for you. So, like all anime, I didn't know what to expect going in. I just ran into this full force. I know I'm kind of a little late because 1 through, I believe, I think 1 through 10 now is out, especially on Crunchyroll if you have premium. But I watched all of it when it first started and then till now. So I knew I had to do a review about it. And the last episode, I'm gonna probably just backtrack. From the first and last episode, the first episode he gets sent back in time, it cuts there, and then you're like, well, what the hell's gonna happen to this guy? So he basically goes through all these trials trying to save this kid named, I believe her name is Shiro or her name is Kaio. He goes back in time to save the first girl in these episodes. At least the first, like, good portion of this season is basically saving this girl named Kaio. And at first, you're not sure what she's needed, what is necessarily needed to save her. Obviously, she ends up in an abusive situation. You see bruises, you see marks, and you're not really quite sure what's going on. And the main character is trying to figure it out as well, and trying to figure out who this assailant is that caused all these kidnappings, along in his past. But now he's in his past, so now he has to figure it out. So he ends up trying to save Kaio first. Apparently she was one of the first girls that went missing, which, when you see that and you know that as a 24-year-old, knowing that she was kidnapped in your past, now being in your past is a big fucking deal. So I believe he tries to make friends with her and tries to, be like, hey, my name's so-and-so. Like, the last time he saw this girl in his past was at this park in the middle of winter. And that's the last time he saw her. And then she disappeared. So now that he's back in this past, he sees her again and confronts her and tries to make friends with her. And basically does not leave this girl alone. He walks her home, takes her to museums, does a bunch of fun stuff with her. And then there comes a point in the anime where it's their birthday. Apparently they shared the same birthday. I know, right? Kind of cool. But they shared the same birthday, and apparently either the day of or the day after was the actual date of which she was supposed to be kidnapped long ago. And he's like, well, I have to stop this from happening now, because he knows this date. And now that he's in the past, he's like, I have to stop this from happening. So he brings her over to the birthday party. All the friends are over, and Satoru's mom is like, oh, you brought all your friends, blah, blah, blah. The good old happy birthday stuff. And she's kind of upset that or at least Kaio, did not bring him a present, or it wasn't finished yet. And so after the whole party was over, they walk, he walks her home. And she's like, listen, I'll promise to give you my present that I'm making for you tomorrow at school. So he is excited that she lived that day, because apparently that was the day she was supposed to be basically erased or kidnapped or whatever. And he falls asleep thinking all things are good and well. He goes back to school the next day and she's not there. She ends up getting kidnapped anyway. Oh my god. The end of that episode, and that's where it leaves off. She's not at school. And then it cuts. And then you have to wait basically the next week for the next episode. I was like, you can't do this to my heart. Like, you can't do this. So he fucked up, basically. He fucked up big. And he knows this, and he gets sent back to his current time and remembers, crap, my mom's still dead. The police are searching for me. I gotta run. He has a friend that's also a girl. I can't remember her name at this moment, but she tries to assist him because she believes that he did not kill his mom. And she knows basically that he was framed. Whoever did it, it was not Satoru, because, why would he kill his own mom? He loves his mom so much, okay? So much. And somehow they end up under a bridge at one point, and the cops find him, and the girl's like, it's not him, you got the wrong guy. And they're just like, oh, come with me, come to the car. And he's trying to calm her down, like, thanks for believing in me, thanks for, I knew I could trust you. And then there's this one scene, because apparently the assailant has red eyes, which is kind of cool, but it turns red when he's only evil, apparently. But he sees the assailant, and it all clicks while he's in the cops, with the cops, and they apprehended him. And he's like, oh my god, that is the assailant. I have to go back. He doesn't necessarily know who it is, but he sees the assailant there. And, it's raining, there's an umbrella, so he doesn't see his face or anything, but he knows he's there. So he screams to the heavens, basically, send me back, give me one more time. And he gets sent back again, 18 years. And then it cuts off there. I'm like, oh my god, you can't keep doing this to me, anime. So, next episode, he gets sent back again. He sees his mom, and, you know, the rush of emotions, knowing that your mom is dead in the present and you're sent back to the past, and seeing your mom. Yeah, I would cry too, because he cries a little bit too. And when he sees Kaio, he cries then too, because he's sent back the second time in the museum with her, where all his friends come and meet them. And he's like, oh my god, she's still alive. I still have this chance. I still can make it up. I can't fuck it up this time. That's basically what he says. I cannot mess this up. Ugh, Witcher. I see you. Anyway, he basically says, I can't mess this up. And he ends up hiding her in a bus at one point in time, and they keep her there, basically taking her away from the hostile situation she is at home, because we're pretty sure the mother of Kaio has a lot to do with her kidnapping or murder. So he puts her in a bus, and she's like thanking him. It's like this weird storage bus, and they keep her there for, I guess, a week or so. And apparently a stranger walks in and is like, kicks in the door, and apparently there's this, they put up a blockade between Kaio and the rest of the bus. So the guy doesn't know that she's there. He drops off a bag of stuff and then leaves. And that is really strange. You don't know what it is. But Satoru comes back, checks up on her like he does every night, and he sees this stuff. And he remembers these are the things that were used to basically kidnap these, you know, girls that he's trying to save, especially Kaio. And he starts freaking out. He goes, we gotta find another plan. We gotta find another way. So he ends up bringing Kaio to his mom's house. Now this episode, where basically Kaio is being loved by Satoru's mother. This is a really emotional episode. And you'll know when you get to it, because she basically starts crying because she's never been loved before. It shows a couple scenes where, you know, her meals consisted of cup ramen and a couple, you know, dollars here and there to go eat. And then she would eat out in the snow, because that's how much her mother did not give a shit about Kaio. That's how much she didn't give a shit about her own child. So when you see Satoru's mother take care of her, she brings out this beautiful meal. It's a beautiful scene. It's nostalgia in its finest, I'd say. And the meal's presented to Kaio, and Kaio just looks and remembers all these things, and just starts crying. And she's like, I've never had these things. And that's what you understand. She's never been taken care of like this. So it's a very emotional scene. It basically warms up your heart. It's a good happy sad. Like, I cried a little, but it was happy cry. So after that, they decide to confront Kaio's mother, and they come up to her house. Satoru, his mom, and Kaio go up to Kaio's mom's house, and basically Kaio's there and the mom's there. And Satoru's mother confronts her. It's like, hey, I've been taking care of your kid. There's this thing going on. And then Child Services pops up out of nowhere, like left field, I guess. And they're like, yeah, we need to discuss your relationship with your child. And she's like, what relationship? This child and I are fine. Me and Kaio are blah, blah, blah. You can't take my child away from me. Basically all abusive mother stuff. And then the school teacher is all a part of this. And he talks to the school teacher a lot in this anime. But the school teacher comes up and is like, well, we brought someone. And it was Kaio's mother's mom. So the grandmother, essentially, of Kaio. And the grandmother is like, I'm so sorry how I treated you when you were a kid, and now look at you, you're basically doing this to your child. So you, I guess, are supposed to feel sad for the mother. I don't. I was definitely in Kaio's shoes. Even Kaio, it shows a scene where Kaio's just like, oh, great, you know, you're just crying out of self, you know, pity. You're not even crying about what you did to me or my life, you know, screw you. And so I definitely did feel like that episode, I was just like, whatever. She deserves what she deserves. So at the end, and personally I didn't like this ending of this episode. I think as much as I wanted Kaio to go to Satoru's mother, But legally, she goes to the grandmother because they're like, okay, they're family. They obviously know each other. You know, definitely a lot better for her, right? And I'm just sitting there. I just really wanted Kyle to live with Satoru's mother and him. So that didn't end up happening, but at least she's safe. So this is knowing that she's in a safe place. Her case is ended. She was not kidnapped. So Satoru's like, yes, I saved her. Thank goodness. Now I gotta go save the other girls. So there's like 2 other people that are kidnapped. And explains it more in the manga, but in this one they kind of cut it short because a lot of it was Kaio's story up until like 2 episodes towards the end so far. And he meets another girl that is supposedly going to be kidnapped because he just saved Kaio. There's 2 others to prevent all this cycle from happening because he has to still stop this cycle from happening so that his mother doesn't die. And he meets this girl, talks to her, tries to introduce himself. And, you know, he's a little bit nervous because he's still a kid. He's a little bit nervous at this point, even though he knows he's 24 or whatever, how old he is. I don't even know how old he is mentally, but he's still stuck in this kid's body. So he's trying to, you know, not be a creeper, not be like, hey, you're going to get kidnapped. But he's like trying to basically make friends with these people that are kidnapped so that way he can prevent this from happening. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with this anime so far. And there is one more episode, but this episode that I have watched recently, I'm going to do that on a separate video because that episode is a shocker for this whole series, especially if you didn't see it coming. But yeah, definitely go watch this anime. It's very visually beautiful. Like, the scenes in it are amazing. Not only the plot itself will keep you watching, but the art is definitely appealing. I like the detail and the little moments. That's what's beautiful about this anime. So that was my review on Bokudake, at least episode 1 through, I believe it's through 9, because I want to cover episode 10 by itself in another video. But definitely watch it. Go see it. Do it. If you really love anime, if you really love mystery, fantasy, and thrillers, this is the anime for you. I definitely rank it the top of 2016. I don't even know what's coming out yet, but this, so far, if anything doesn't come up to the value of this in 2016, I'm definitely going to have to say Bokudake is the best so far of this year. So go watch it. Comment below on other animes you would like me to review, because I would love to review. We also do group reviews, and that's separate videos. I have my individual reviews, and then I have my group reviews with friends. So those are more funny, not so much of purpose and plot, but those basically tell you what we thought of the animes themselves as either a series or maybe just an episode that we really liked. So those are fun. Go check those out when you get a chance. And, comment, subscribe to me, because I'll be talking about a lot of anime. And I definitely want your guys' opinion, because I love reading the comments below about this anime if you've seen it, or if you haven't seen it, ask me any questions. I'll be happy to answer, as long as there isn't any spoilers, because I don't want to make anyone upset. So, yeah. So go watch it. Thanks for viewing with me, guys, and I'll see you next time.